Now welcome back my dear class 12 student. So this is a class of BST and today we start a new chapter, that is consumer protection. Okay, new chapter will start today, that is consumer protection. Now under consumer protection, the first you should know who is a consumer. Now consumer is a person who buys the goods or buy or taking services or buy services for a consideration. Okay, for a consideration, if a consumer is a person who actually buys the goods or services for a consideration. But suppose your father bought a chocolate for you. Okay, your father bought a chocolate for you, but the chocolate actually, the father bought the chocolate, but actually this chocolate gift to you. Now you are actually have this chocolate. Okay. Now who is a consumer? Here the consumer is not your father. Your consumer is who actually consuming the goods. So consumer is means who actually consuming the goods actually. Okay. Now nowadays a consumer is said to be a king. Now a consumer is said to be a king for the in this free market economy, because now we are actually living in a global village where anybody can buy any product from anywhere. Okay, through online. Let's take an example. You are sitting in Burdwan town, but you can buy a product of the Delhi through online. Okay, and from there the delivery will come to your house in Burdwan town. Okay, so now a consumer is a king in a free market economy. Now earlier the concept was that let the buyer be aware. Earlier concept was that the let the buyer be aware. Let the buyer be aware means buyer have to aware when they actually purchasing some goods. The whole responsibility of buyer, if there is any defective, if there is any problem of the goods, now buyer should responsible for that. So buyer should be very cautious whatever the goods the buyer is purchasing. Okay, but now the concept is changed. Now there is a let the seller be aware. Now in our free market economy, the seller be aware, because there are lots of competition is there. So you have the buyer have a freedom to choose different type of items from the different company, because there is lots of companies making the same items. So there the seller should be aware. Let the seller be aware concept is now going on, and seller should manufacture or produce goods which should be very quality and reasonable, very quality in manner and very reasonable in manner. Okay, the goods should be quality good, and that should be very price should be reasonable. Otherwise, the buyer would not be purchase the goods. So buyer, now the seller should be aware that they always try, or they must sell the product, whatever product they are selling, that should be quality should be there, and the price should be reasonable. Okay, now so with the growing competition and in an attempt to increase their sales, but in that way, though the seller be aware is there, but with growing competition and in attempt to increase their sales, sometimes and market share. Okay, now sometimes manufacturer and service provider may be tempted to engage in exploitative and unfair trade practices. They should in view to increase their sales and market share, manufacturer and service provider, sometimes exploitative and unfair trade involved in an exploitation of the consumer and unfair trade practices like defective and unsafe products they sell, adulteration. Adulteration means mixed of poor quality of substance to a product. Okay, now adulteration, just take an example. In the case of 1998, in Delhi, one company actually sell the mustard oil, but due to increase of their sales, due to increase of their profit, they started to mix up the palm oil with this mustard oil. So this is called adulteration. And after 4-5 years, consumer actually, a very awardable consumer actually make a case that this type of substance they found, and the company is punished and fined lots of rupees for that. So these are called adulteration, false and misleading advertising. Now sometimes company gives some false and misleading advertising. Now you see in TV, their advising is that the product is saying that if you actually if you actually use this cream, a particular cream, in the next 7 days you will be very, if you are black you will be very white. Okay, but actually when you purchase the product and use it for 7 days, after 7 days there is no change of your skin complexion. So that is one type of fraud. So this type of actually advertisement, misleading advertisement can give by the different type companies. Okay, suppose Maggie, so they are actually particular company is saying that if you use this product, you can within 2 minutes you can actually ready to have this product, but you generally it takes 5 minutes. Okay, so this type of misleading advertisement comes. So these are the one of the, because of the increasing of their sale, different malpractices, black marketing, hoarding, this type of things actually happen due to increase of their sales or increase of their profit. So for that, the Consumer Protection Act 1986 actually comes. The Consumer Protection Act 1986 actually come to reduce this type of thing, that is black marketing, misleading advertisement, hoarding, for the interest of the, for the protection of the, for the consumer. Okay, now so there is a need for providing adequate protection to consumer against such practices of the seller. For that actually the Consumer Protection Act 1986, this year you should remember very frequently, that year will come in your exam for a short multiple type question or short question or 1 marks type question, in which year actually Consumer Protection Act actually set up or implemented. Okay, now these are the reason actually Consumer Protection Act actually implemented, and the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Now there is a importance of consumer protection. Due to pandemic situation still going on, the board, the CBSE board actually reduced your syllabus, and this time importance of consumer protection is deleted from your syllabus. So I am also not discussing about importance of consumer protection. Now next we'll discuss about this Consumer Protection Act. Actually what for that is actually it is made. Now write Consumer Protection Act 1986. What for this Consumer Protection Act actually made. Now first is Consumer Protection Act 1986. Okay. it refers number 1, protection of consumer, protection of consumer, protection of consumer from unfair trade practices. Which I have already discussed. Now, protection of consumer from unfair trade practices. What is the different unfair trade practices? Now, adulteration, okay, misleading advertisement. These are the unfair trade practices. Defective, producing defective goods and sell their good. These are the unfair trade practices. Now, second is, so the Consumer Protection Act actually protect the consumer for this type of unfair trade practices. Now, second is educating consumer. Second is educating consumer about their rights and responsibilities. Now, second thing actually covered by this Consumer Protection Act is educating consumers. So, they actually educate, this act actually educate consumer about different things, how they actually make case against some company if they are actually frauded by some company's goods, and what are the rights of the consumer is and what are the responsibilities of the consumer has. Okay. Now, third is speedy. Third is providing speedy and inexpensive readdressal of grievances. Now, providing speedy and inexpensive. So, this act actually gives to the consumer how speedy they can actually, this Consumer Protection Act, the consumer code, actually there is a consumer code also. This code is not similar to the criminal code or civil code. Okay, they are special type of code where the case is resolved very speedy way, and their expenses is also very minimum expenses you have to spend. So, this act actually provide speedy and inexpensive readdressal procedure and grievances. Okay. Now, number 4, creating awareness among the consumer. Creating among the consumers so that they organize themselves, organize or organizing themselves in the form of consumer organization. In the form of consumer organization. So creating awareness among the different consumer, creating awareness among the consumers so that they organizing themselves in the form of consumer organization. So there should be a consumer organization, consumer association, actually form of this consumer association, how they make this type of things actually have this type of awareness actually made by this act, that is Consumer Protection Act 1986. Now what are the different consumer right? What are the different consumer right? The Consumer Protection Act actually talks about or actually gives 6 protection right to the consumer. What are these protection right? Now the Consumer Protection Act provides for 6 rights of consumer. Now there is a heading is consumer rights. Consumer rights as per Consumer Protection Act 1986. Now first right is right to safety. Number 1 is right to safety. Number 2, that is right to be informed. Right to be informed. Number 3, right to choose. Right to choose. Number 4, right to be heard. Right to be heard. HEAR, right to be heard. Number 5, right to seek redressal. Right to seek redressal. Number 6, right to consumer education. Right to consumer education. Right to consumer education. Okay, now these 6 rights actually told by the Consumer Protection Act 1986. We will discuss one by one what are the different rights is. 6 rights I have already written in the board. Now we will discuss what is the right of safety, what is right to be informed, what is right to choose. Now what is right first? Start point number 1, that is right to safety. Now consumer has a right to be protected against goods and services which are hazardous to life and health. Now consumer right to safety means the consumer has a right. Okay, consumer has a right to be protected against goods and services which are hazardous to life and health. So hazardous products should not be sold by the sell by the manufacturers or the seller or the producer, and if they sell, the proper safety should be maintained. The proper safety should be maintained. For instance, electrical appliances. There is lots of electrical appliances there. The microwave, fridge, your geyser, TV, which are actually manufactured with substandard products. Electrical appliances which are actually manufactured with substandard products or do not actually maintain to the safety norms. There is a safety norms already given by the government, consumer protection, and this of the safety you have to maintain. Okay, in the electrical appliances. So these electrical appliances which are manufactured with substandard products and do not actually maintain to the safety norms might cause serious injury. Now suppose you just buy a fridge for your home, and after initiating the fridge you just saw that there is a short circuit or making some disturbance happening to your fridge. Okay, whenever you actually touch the fridge, there is some current actually you are feeling. So these are called substandard products or not safety actually not maintained. Okay, so consumer are educated. If this type of things happen, thus consumer are educated that they should use electrical appliances which are ISI marks, Indian Institute of Indian Standard Institute. Actually, ISI means Indian Standard Institute. Now it is a Bureau of Standard Institute. Now later the name is changed. First it was established as the Indian Standard Institute. Now later the name is changed and it is called Bureau of Standard Institute. Now this ISI marks you should always look, whenever you purchasing any electrical appliances just like fridge, TV, geyser or your iron or microwave, so you should look that this sign is given on that product, otherwise you should not buy, because ISI actually confirm you that this electrical appliances is safe for you, otherwise you should not buy. So the consumer are educated that they should use electrical appliances which are ISI marked, as this would be an assurance of such products meeting quality specification. And these ISI marks actually a assurance marks that actually give you assurance that this product is a quality product and they are maintaining actually the safety for you. Okay, so this is called right to safety. Now next is right to be informed. Now what is right to be informed? Now the consumer has a right to have complete information about the product he intends to buy, including its ingredients, date of manufacture, price, quantity, direction for use, etc. Now you can see whenever you buy a chips, suppose you are buying a chips, that is Lay's. Here in packet you can see there are different ingredients used by this company. Actually chips, Lay's, actually PepsiCo company actually manufacture these chips. They actually give the different whatever ingredients they actually use in this chips, okay, in their product. Whatever the ingredients they use, they have to give their product in the packet, okay, and the price they should give, what are the quantity, what are the, this is 100 gram, 200 gram, what is the quantity they should give, what is the date of manufacture of this product, that should be given by the company, and how this you can use it. Okay, suppose you are purchasing a soup, corner soup, packet soup, okay, how you will make this soup, that's also the instructions should be given by the company. So these are the things they should given. The company who are actually seller, the manufacturer, the producer should give, so that because of this reason that the legal framework of in India requires the manufacturers to provide such information on the package and label of the product. Okay, that's I have already told. So that buyers should be informed that these are the ingredients they are having, these are the process to use the product, and these are the price, these are the quantity actually I am buying. So these things should be informed. This is the right actually, these are the right of the consumer. So you should know what are the right of the consumer. This is the right of the consumer, know the price, know the quantity, know the date of the manufacture, know the different ingredient used in the, if it is a food product. Okay, so this is called right to inform. So consumer has a full right to have complete information about the product, whatever the product they are buying. Okay. Now number 3 is right to choose. Number 3 point number 3 you can see in board, that is right to choose. Now what is right to choose? The consumer has the freedom to choose from a variety of products at competitive prices. Now nowadays there is a one product is making by different companies. One product is actually making by different companies. So consumer has a right to actually choose which product they will buy. Okay, and consumer they generally buy the quality product which are in lower prices. Okay, they always buy the quality product which are lower prices. Suppose there is a mobile phone, there is lots of type of mobile phone actually available in same features, but still Xiaomi phone is very popular in India. Why? Because their quality is better, their battery backup capacity is better. Okay, though there is a Samsung and their price is also very reasonable. Though there is a Samsung, there is a Micromax, there is a lots of company actually nowadays manufacturing mobiles in the same feature, same camera facilities, same your 4G mobile. So compare actually what type of things actually company buys, actually consumer buy. The consumer buy always the product which is actually quality, which product quality is maintained and which price is also reasonable. So the consumer has a right to choose which product they will buy. This implies that the marketers should offer a wide variety of products in terms of quality, brand prices, size, etc., and allow the consumer to make a choice from amongst these. That's why I already discussed that there is a lots of company. Actually, there is no one company is there. Now, when the mobile service company, if I discuss about mobile service company, so first there is only one mobile service company is there, that is the BSNL. In 1996, it was started in Kolkata first, and that time the outgoing call is rupees 10, maybe more than that actually. At that time, I am also not, my age was just like 14-15 years. Okay, so actually I cannot remember but my dad actually took a connection at that time, and I very much sure the price would be maybe 15 or 20 rupees for the outgoing, and for incoming that will be 10 to 12 rupees at that time. Can you imagine that nowadays? Because that's why, because lots of private players now comes after that. So there is a lots of choice actually given by the different companies. And now when the Jio actually enters in the market, now everybody actually they capture most of the consumers because of their free services, their easy procedure, their even their tower facility is good. So this type of things, or a wide variety means you can avail Jio to whole India. The pan India you can find their Jio services. Okay, not the Vodafone service you can find all the places, but you can find this in Jio services. This type of things should be ensured by the company. Otherwise, actually, and they cannot sell their product or they cannot service it properly. So that is the right to choose. Consumer has rights to choose from different service provider. There is lots different mobile companies nowadays, but in the early 1996 there is no choice because there is only one company, that is BSNL, is providing the service to the people. Okay, but after 4 or 5 years the company market is open and lots of private players started to give services, that is Airtel, Vodafone. Okay, that time there is the name was different, that is Hassian company was there. So lots of company now, that there is different company comes next, also Uninor, Aircel, some of the companies now close because of the competition. That is another thing, but there is always there is a right to choose facility or right to choose, and this type of right is always hand of the consumer. Now third is right to be heard. What is right to be heard? The consumer has a right to file a complaint. Okay. Now the consumer has a right to file a complaint and to be heard in case of dissatisfaction with the goods or service. The consumer has a right to file a complaint and to be heard in case of dissatisfaction with any product or service. So it is because of this reason that may enlightened business firm have set up their own consumer service and grievances cells. In the same, again you can take the example of different mobile companies. They has a customer care. Why they actually, this customer care actually there? Even if you buy other product, even electric product, appliances product, there in the packet you can find always a customer care number. Why they give this customer care number? Because so that you can, if you dissatisfied of any services of relating to any goods, you should call and just know them that you are dissatisfied with their service, or you just dissatisfied of their product. And even if you are actually frauded by some companies, so buying some goods or services, taking some services, you can even make case against them. Okay, even make case against them. So this type of right actually given by this Consumer Protection Act 1986 to the consumer. So this is called right to be heard. Now number 5 is right to seek readdressal. Now these 2 points, right to be seek readdressal and right to consumer education, I will discuss in the next day. For today, that is all. Now next class, you just hope you will understand. If there are any question, you can ask me so that I can answer you. Okay, no problem. Thank you.